I model our writing group after my my martial arts experience, particularly like boxing stuff like that, and that it's a bit informal, um, and it's in all of these competitive environments, there's the focus on the next outing and trying to do better than you did the last outing, and looking to each other on how to improve so that you don't go out and embarrass yourself. And I think that's a good environment for learning. And I applaud those who take advantage of it. I know Mulby had some ideas about, like, well, if we were on Twitter Spaces, then we could grow the outreach. I'm like, I don't know. It's all about the outreach. Yeah.
Well,
I don't think writing and creating is ever going to be sexy. Like, no one's ever going to be, oh my God, we're reading scripts tonight. Hell yeah. It's not. That's not the nature of it. I think we do sexy things. We make some cool stuff, but the actual behind the scenes writer group things, I don't think anybody cares about, unless you happen to be a writer.
Nobody cares about what goes into the sausage. They just want to know how does it taste when they're eating it.
That's right. So those are the words of John Lamont, whose campaign, Angel of Darkness #3, is about to cross 10 grand and looks to bring in roughly as much as the last campaign, right at $15,000. So
with a significantly higher number of backers,
which is always good. So
yeah, I'm 30 shy of my backer numbers. My last campaign ended at 267. I'm at 237.
Yeah.
So.
Look at that. So growing backers, that matters.
Yeah.
All right. And yeah. All right. So here's a script that I wanted to share with you folks.
Okay.
All right. I'm considering. I'm considering this one. This is in the we could maybe make this into a movie. Who knows? But who wants to be the narrator?
I'll narrate.
All right.
My voice holds out.
Go for it.
All right.
Unless you want Larry to do it. All right. I don't want to stress your voice. By the way,
that's all right. I'm getting over a little cold. Otherwise, it's fine.
When was your last show?
New Orleans. Week and a half ago.
Oh, okay. Still New Orleans. All right, cool. But this weekend.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure somebody there gave it to me.
Bastards. Yeah. The con crud, as it were.
Yes.
Exterior, Herbert High School. Night in older urban high school. Weathered WPA era neo-Gothic architecture. Dark after hours. A large mural on one wall announces Herbert High School, home of the Fighting Cougars. Around the school's mascot, a fierce, snarling face.
I thought that was a cool touch, by the way. The Fighting Cougars, I like
that. A sports car engine growls as it sneaks into the parking lot. On screen, a graceful shadow slinks across the Cougar mural. Interior, Herbert High School, gym, night. Glenn Martin, a teen basketball star, practices on the empty court, driving himself hard. Glenn sinks basket after basket. Nothing but air. The kid is a star. Glenn sinks another basket. Match cut to. Close on, storage bin. This time the ball lands in a large wire bin holding many basketballs. Wider. Interior, Herbert High School, locker room, night. Pan from the storage bin to the showers. A female silhouette secretly watches as Glenn showers. Glenn turns off the water, wraps himself in a towel. He walks to a security door next to the showers, uses a key card to unlock and enter. Varsity physio room. A high-end facility reserved for top athletes. Massage table, cryo chamber, hospital-style hot tub bubbles. As the door closes behind Glenn, a pierce of athletic tape on the jamb keeps the door from locking. Glenn doesn't notice as he walks inside. He sets his water bottle on the table by the hot tub. Besides his AP class reading, Crime and Punishment, and a history of Russian literature, Glenn isn't just a jock. He's also smart. He almost had a bright future. Glenn drops his towel, slides into the hot tub. He places a washcloth over his eyes to relax. The silhouette drifts inside, removes the tape from the doorframe. She wears black rubber surgical gloves, silently eases the door closed. Glenn relaxes under the washcloth. He does not see the silhouette pour something from a distinctive vial into his water bottle. The silhouette gracefully moves away, just as Glenn blindly reaches to take a drink. A beat after Glenn drinks, he knows something is wrong. He pulls the washcloths from his eyes, only to watch his arm fall down slack. He tries to stand but cannot. The silhouette walks out. She sets an old black leather medical bag on the table next to the hot tub, empties Glenn's poison water down a floor drain. Glenn's eyes are petrified, but he can't move, paralyzed by whatever was in his drink. From behind, we see the silhouette drop her dark overcoat. A beautiful woman in her 40s, toned, athletic
fighting
body.
cougars.
I
was worried you weren't going to get that. I wanted to explain that reference to it.
I guess you missed my comment when I read page 1, and I was describing the face, and I said a snarled face of an older woman.
Oh, okay, there you go. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
she's a fighting cougar. She's here.
Mm-hmm.
She is 40s, toned, athletic body, nude, except for an elegant, almost occult tattoo on her left shoulder, a sacred heart with wings and flames. Weeping.
See, John, I want to say this is almost a John Lamont script, and in fact, I'm thinking maybe you should do the rewrite.
If I do the rewrite, she's going to be 20. But anyway.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Okay.
She's too old for me.
Okay.
She slides into the hot tub, mounting Glenn. Glenn watches, terrified, as she pulls a weird though, actually, that little twist might be interesting. She pulls a weird.
What?
The odd twist of an older woman basically roofing a younger man.
Sure.
It's an interesting twist.
There you go.
She slides into the hot tub, mounting Glenn. Glenn watches, terrified, as she pulls a wired plastic pistol. Weird. Plastic pistol out of the medical bag. The long, curved barrel drips with lubricant like a bizarre sex toy. The hot tub gurgles, queasy, as her gloved hand opens Glenn's helpless mouth. She inserts the long barrel down. Yeah, this is getting much more like a John Lamont script.
It's a total John Lamont script, right? It's a total John Lamont.
It is a medical force-feeding device. The rubber tube runs from the pistol to the bottle of vodka. She slowly squeezes the trigger on the pistol, pumping vodka down the tube, down Glenn's throat. Excess drools from down Glenn's chin. She drinks the overflow, then kisses Glenn's mouth, propped open by the gun. She slowly removes the dripping barrel from his throat. She begins rhythmically grinding on top of Glenn. Each thrust lowers him deeper into the hot tub until he is completely underwater. Water rhythmically sloshes from the tub, climaxes, and then silence. She slips out of the hot tub, leaves the mostly empty bottle of vodka on the table, and pulls a letter from the medical bag, places it next to the bottle. The envelope has a university logo and has already been torn open. She turns up the chlorinator to destroy any DNA she left behind during the lethal tryst. The killer's heels click as she calmly leaves. The hot tub still bubbles in background as the door slowly closes. This time it clicks, locked. Fade to black. A lot of description in there that you can't actually see on camera.
I'm aware. Yeah, like he's like he cheats a few times. Like she does this because of that. I'm like, okay.
I mean, unless there's a detective, like a Sherlock Holmes investigating it, and he basically deduces that's
right.
She should just do it, and then we describe it later. And
I mean, as long as we're doing technicals, this is somewhat of a faux pas. One cut to is deprecated, but to have fade to black, cut to,
Yeah, you don't need to do that.
You don't need. Yeah, that's like that's a hat on a hat.
He's an amateur, right?
I guess we're all amateurs, John.
Yeah.
But yes.
So. Yeah. Rookie mistake. A pile of lad magazines forms an accidental collage of
Collage.
sex. The same difference. Of sex, girls,
Okay.
cars. A clock radio clicks. 7 a.m. blasts music. Interior, Mark's house, bedroom, morning. A teenage boy stirs under covers. His room is good sized, tastefully furnished, well kept. Expertly built model cars line the shelves. Unique concept car artwork hangs on the wall around his computer. One of the model cars is a bare chassis, awaiting a body. Mark Andrews surfaces from beneath the covers. He's a good looking kid, a high school senior. Mom knocks on the door.
Hurry up, Mark. Breakfast is ready.
Mark scurries to hide the skin magazines under his bed.
Larry.
Be right there.
Mark turns up the radio. As the music plays, main titles follow Mark throughout his day. Interior, Mark's house, kitchen. A maid serves breakfast to Mark and his parents. The maid dotes on Mark affectionately. Mom is casually beautiful and a bit proper. Mark has her looks. Dad collects his blueprints and hard hat. He's powerfully built, dominating. Mark has his physique. Exterior, Mark's house, 4-car garage. A wealthy, tasteful house. Large lawn, 2 stories. Mark pulls out in his perfectly restored 1964 Mustang. Exterior, Forest Park High School, morning. A modern, upscale high school, large facilities, tasteful landscaping. Mark's Mustang drives into the student parking lot, well stocked with luxury SUVs, foreign sedans, high-end hybrids. I don't know where you're going to film that. Exterior, Forest Park High School.
There were a lot of notes about taking out car chases and whatnot, and he left them in. He's like, no, we can do them. Like, I don't think so. But, anyway, yeah. Where were
I mean,
we?
if you're writing for low budget, you got to write for low budget.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like, I don't know if you saw, what was the movie I just saw? So I just saw the Bulletproof.
Okay, I don't know what that is. What is that?
It is a low budget indie action film. It
Okay.
came out like 3 or 4 months ago, starring Vinnie Jones.
Neat.
And it's
Love
not
him.
bad. Yeah, he's really good. I think he plays the bad guy, obviously. Some kind of mafia boss dude. But anyway, it's indie action, and it was really, really funny because it's one of those movies where where the main character is driving a really expensive car, and
Yeah.
he's trying to escape the bad guy, and he drives up to a gate, stops, gets out, opens the gate, gets back in the car, and keeps driving.
Neat.
Because they didn't have the money to crash to the gate.
Right. Yeah. There you go.
And then, of course, later in the end of the movie, for absolutely no reason, they're driving shitty ass cars, which they end up crashing
Yeah.
in the climax. It's
There you
just it's one of those things where it's like you could see, oh yeah, that's where they got the beater car that probably barely drives.
Yeah.
So just little things you gotta, if you're doing low budget indie action, you gotta
Yes.
make your pennies count. Anyway, where were we? Yes, all of the cars that you're not going to be able to afford. Exterior,
Yeah.
Forest Park High School, parking lot. Mark's pretty girlfriend, Ashley Cooper Jr., waits in her cheerleader uniform. She drinks red juice from a large sports bottle. Ashley sees Mark's Mustang. She quickly tosses the sports bottle into her bright red Mini Cooper and happily waves Mark into the spot she saves next to her. Did you tell him you might not be able to get a 1969 Mustang for the film?
Is it a 69?
That's what he said. 1969 Mustang.
Shit. Oh, okay.
Beautifully restored. You missed that, huh? 1969
Okay.
beautifully restored Ford Mustang.
Wow. Neat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Love it.
I'm like,
All
unless
right.
he's got one in his garage.
I love that. That's so cool. I got a script a few months ago, which was kind of like Elvira fanfic, and my note was like, "That's cool and all. Do you know Elvira? Because I don't. And if you don't, why do we have an Elvira script? Is she attached? Does she know about this? Because if she doesn't, you should probably stop."
So when I bought my car, because I have a 2015 Dodge Challenger.
Yeah.
And when I bought my car, I was still looking at doing film stuff, and I was like,
Right.
this car is picture perfect.
Yeah.
So I was looking on eBay. I never actually did it, but I was looking at buying the Dodge Hellcat emblems,
Hmm.
and I was going to put magnets on the back so that I could turn my car, which is a V6,
Yeah.
eco model, into like the high end
Right.
$100,000 version of the car, only on film,
There you go.
which is one trick that you can do, but you'd have to have somebody with a.
Yeah.
Anyway, interior Forest Park High School hallway. A janitor holds a ladder as a kid climbs up with a banner. The principal Weems hurries up, pulls the kid off the ladder.
If one of these kids falls, we'll be sued into next Wednesday.
Principal Weems shoves the banner into the janitor's hands and pushes him up the ladder. The kid watches bored, takes out his phone, and starts texting. The janitor raises the banner, announces the upcoming senior prom. Clean-cut kids, stoners, nerds, and jocks casually wave and greet Mark. He's popular and nice to everybody. The kid needs to end up dead very soon. These kids are too perfect. Interior Forest Park High School.
We already killed one of them.
Yeah, and he was too perfect too.
All right. We're
He was
5
a
pages
jock
in. We've already killed one. Okay. All right.
He was a jock and he's smart, and now this guy is good looking, rich, and friends with everybody. These people are too perfect. Like,
Yes.
what high school did they go to? Combination cafeteria and auditorium.
His mom and dad are named Mom and Dad. Okay, that's how perfect a freaking household he came from.
I guess so.
They're the ideals. They're mom and dad.
A combination cafeteria and auditorium with a stage at one end for drama class productions. Okay. Mark eats lunch and laughs with his best friend Yuri, a wannabe gangsta, and gal pal Kit Jones. Somebody has a last name. Kit is a cute, gangly senior. She sews her own sews her own clothes, an eccentric style inspired by Halti culture, and packs her own lunch.
You gotta play this new shooter, man. It's sick. And they got this babe you can unlock.
Mark casually reaches over and takes a sip of coffee from Kit's thermos.
Damn, that's good coffee.
Kit smiles, quietly glowing from Mark's casual compliment. Ashley waves and approaches.
Ugh, I can't take Ashley. So much perkiness. My head will explode.
Kit slouches away as Ashley joins the table. Mark watches as Kit leaves. Ashley kisses Mark, marking her territory.
I think it's so nice that you let the weird girl sit with us. It shows people we're not stuck up.
Mark shrugs modestly. He takes Ashley's compliment for granted, just like Kit's coffee.
Mark's an asshole.
Yeah. He's got one girl even though he's got the hots for another. Like, just make up your mind, dude.
That situation is about to get radically worse.
Oh my god! Are we going into love triangle territory? Is this going to be not Stranger Things? What was that other?
All I'm saying is we are 6 pages in. We've introduced 3 female characters, and Mark has a thing for all of them. All right, let's go.
Oh, if we count his mom, that's 4.
Oh, all right. Well, not counting the one that doesn't have a name because she's clearly labeled Mom.
Well, the killer doesn't have a name yet either, so I'm sure he's going to end up having a thing for her too.
Yes.
That's where we're going. That's the teacher, right?
I said that. I said 3 female characters, right?
Oh wait, are we about to get to her now? Stern literature teacher regrades papers. Is that going to be her?
Look, let's go through it. A brainy boy with an ascot smirks with satisfaction. Yuri feigns indifference. Mark grins, surprised he got an A. Exterior Forest Park High School baseball field, loaded bases. Wham! Mark hits a home run. The losing captain throws down his glove as Mark players run past home plate. This is almost like Rocky montage. I love this shit. Mark's team congratulates him as he crosses the plate. Mark is a good person. Main titles end.
Wait, the main titles were running this whole damn time?
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought they ended like eons ago.
No.
All right. Not. You take over. I need a drink.
Next year, Forest Park High School day, class dismissed, students flat out leaving for the day. Forest Park High School machine shop day. Mark stays after school working on a high-end 3D printer. He loads his design for a sleek sports car. Mark considers the bright red car too juvenile. He tries a different color, presses a button, paints it black. Mark lifts the model car body from the printer, snaps it on the naked chassis from his bedroom. Perfect fit. Mark admires his handiwork. Mark's iPhone alarm rings. He turns it off and checks the wall clock. Time to go. Reluctantly wraps the model car, carefully puts it in his backpack. Construction site day. A multi-story office building under construction. Mark's Mustang drives past a sign for his dad's construction firm. It's already called Andrew and Sons. Construction site building. Dad shows Mark the fine points of the installation. Mark and workmen ride bucking jackhammers into the old concrete, carving out a trench for the new pipe. Mark is so fucking cool, dude. Are you seeing this shit? He goes from winning the baseball game to his dad's site, starts jackhammering shit. Like, fucking Mark is the man. I love this guy. All right.
Wait, and where are you going to get a construction site that you can go film at?
Fuck off. All right. Anyway.
Sorry, you write low budget stuff. You got to think about these things.
Okay.
Like, you need locations that
This
don't
movie
cost
is about
a
Mark
fortune
being
to rent.
awesome. If you would please stop. Okay.
Sorry.
They muscle the heavy steel fixtures into plate from hanging cranes, drag metal troughs from concrete trucks, pour new foundation over the installation. Mark pulls his weight from the other workers. With the other workers, that's right. Construction site. Mark leaves the workers. They got the joke and accept him. Leaves with the workers. They joke and accept him as one of their own. Jesse's 20, admires the Mustang as Mark removes its parking drape. Damn, I remember when he bought the... Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Damn, I remember when you bought that junker. You want to pimp my ride next?
Mark thumps the solid fender on Jesse's old truck.
I could do a lot with these lines.
Dad steps out of the supervisor table and summons...
Mark!
Mark and Jesse cringe as if busted. Jesse drives off. Mark goes to the trailer. Mark was busted being awesome. That's what Mark was busted for.
Apparently.
Anyway, supervisor trailer.
And probably being under 18 working at a construction site.
Whatever. All right. Mark walks inside. Dad and Dean Williams wait, smiling expectantly. The Dean is a bland middle-aged man wearing a suit and tie.
Wow, somebody that's not gorgeous.
All right, Dad.
Mark, you know Mr. Williams, Dean of Admissions at Hillsborough College.
Mr. Williams.
Heck, no,
your dad and I go way back. Call me Steve.
There we go.
I can do voices.
Okay.
Dean Williams has a surprise for you. In view of your dad's support as one of our most successful alums, I'm pleased to extend to you early admission to Hillsborough College. Congratulations.
Mark is having one very fine day. Dean Williams hands Mark an admission pack featuring the college mascot, a cartoon-style pioneer farmer with hillbilly hat, overalls, and a beard, wielding a hoe.
Go Homesteaders! Hillsborough!
Dad smiles, remembering good times at the college. They clap and cheer. Mark tries to act grateful in front of everyone, but he is less than thrilled. Exterior Hillsborough Old Town Night, a small town main street covered to upscale retail and dining. Cute if you're visiting, pokey if you're a local. Mark parks near the entrance of a quaint single-screen movie theater. Exterior movie theater alley. Mark moves up the fire escape stairs. The stairs at the top is propped open by a box of leftover Real D glasses. Movie theater projection booth. Mark enters the dim, narrow room. A large digital projector aims through the porthole into the auditorium below. A loud fan cools the big xenon lamp inside the metal projector housing. Kit peeks out from behind the projector. She wears an assistant manager's vest, which she has tried to accessorize. She smiles, always happy to see Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Hey.
He's glum. Boy, he's had the best day ever. That fucker. Anyway. Yeah. Mark goes to Kit's cozy nook among the machines and shelves of janitorial supplies. Rococo thrift store furniture, reproductions of classic foreign film posters, even a small acrylic chandelier. A dressmaker's dummy wears an incomplete prom dress of Kit's own design. Mark sits at the old film table, neatly filled with Kit's seamstress supplies in old film cans. Mark looks at the dress.
This is coming along.
I've got plenty of time. The server runs the projector. Schwigs just keeps me around for maintenance. I spend more time fixing the AC and the plumbing than running the projectors.
Kit scoots Mark away from the dummy and resumes sewing.
There's a lot of violation of child labor laws in this.
I mean, 18, you can work in a movie theater. I worked in a movie theater. I was 18.
Are we sure these kids are 18? Well, they're seniors.
They're seniors,
so they could be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any news from your Uncle Rocky?
Not yet. God, I hope he can get me a job in the costume department. I can't wait to move to LA.
Mark plops into a comfy chair Kit has reupholstered. He runs his hand over the nice fabric.
Dad got me into early admission to Hillsborough College.
What about transportation design? Art Center in Pasadena.
Dad gets offended if I mention it. Like I'm insulting him by not following in his footsteps. No way will he ever pay for the Art Center. We're too rich for me to qualify for financial aid.
Tiny violin concerto for the Prince of Hillsborough High.
Mark brushes aside her joke, angry.
Yeah, my life is great. I'm being railroaded into a small-time college, no different than the high school I'm finally getting out of for a business I don't even care about. I've even got a cheerleader girlfriend, but no sex.
Kit hides her hurt at being overlooked.
Ashley's saving herself for prom night. She wants her first time to be special.
What a bitch. Kit wants the same. She pretends to be tough and in the know.
Girls like Ashley are easy to understand. They want guys who are boring, like you, or guys who are dangerous. If Ashley hasn't put out, maybe she's turned on by the dangerous type. Join whatever passes for a gang in Hillsborough. That would be cow tippers.
There we go.
If you're such an expert, why don't you have a boyfriend?
Oh, Mark can't help but score just constantly. He doesn't even try. Bam, there it is again. There's an edge in Kit's voice, impatient with Mark's insensitivity.
I'm too interesting for high school boys. They just want mommies to take care of them, or bimbos who put out whenever guys want.
Bang, a muffled explosion. The sprinkle of shattered projector glass interrupts Kit. She looks at the dark projector. I'm going to go ahead and go to page 11 here. All right.
Sure.
Damn, I knew Schwegs those cheapo lamps are crap. Or I told Schwegs those cheapo lamps are crap.
Kit puts down her sewing. She cautions Mark as she carries a new xenon lamp to the projector.
Careful. If these things explode, they spray glass everywhere.
Mark moves to the safe side of the projector. Kit's don gloves and projection mask.
If my life is so perfect, why does everything feel so empty and fake?
Mark sucks. Mark looks through the porthole.
Such an entitled brat.
Mark looks through the porthole as the auditorium lights come out and a few patrons file out.
Maybe the things you have aren't the things you really want.
Mark wonders. He casually looks away to consider. Then Mark sees her. Mark's POV through the production booth projector. Simone Lodge, 40s, naturally gorgeous, casually elegant, toned body, sensual but not sleazy. The classic girl next door, not now grown up and sophisticated. Jealous girls tug on their ogling dates. Back to the scene, movie theater, projection room, booth, night. Mark watches Simone from above, stunned.
I've got to give Ashley a ride home.
His best day ever is not yet over. It's still going. Mark leaves a bit too quickly. Kit wonders about his sudden departure. She sees her reflection in the porthole glass, ridiculous in the bulky gloves and welder-style mask.
Stupid.
All right, so there we go. That's Mark's amazing, very good day, and
Yeah,
and
apparently.
Glenn's very bad day. So
Sure.
And Kit's very bad day. I feel sorry for
Yes.
her.
Hello, Dave. It's good to see you. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while, but yes, Kit's. So there we go. First 10 pages. I think it starts off decently. Yeah, I think it starts off decently. We have a cool death scene. We have Mark's very good day, and yeah, I mean, we know who the hero is. I think we know what the conflict is. I think
hero
we know
is the writer self-insert.
Anyway, I like the amazing Mark. There is no woman he tries for that denies that is like no, except Ashley. She's saving herself, bitch. Anyway, all right, Larry.
Yeah.
Is it good or amazing? That's all I want to know.
It's got a decent start to it.
Okay.
It's good to start off with a kill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll need to hear more.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Okay.
To see how it progresses from this point on. So
okay.
Yeah.
All right, John.
Yeah, the opening murder was very, very cool. It was very interesting.
Yeah.
And unique. As I said, that's what the way she did it, the way she covered it up,
Yeah.
was kind of really, really cool.
Yeah.
So it has a really interesting opening to a Wild Things. That was the name of the movie.
Yes.
It kind of has a bit of a reverse Wild Things to it.
Okay.
Well, reversing the age, what I mean.
Yes.
Wild Things was about like college co-eds seducing an older man and killing him.
Yes.
And this is kind of the opposite. So, which is kind of cool.
Sure. Yeah.
So yeah, the opening was really cool.
All right. Constructive. Anything you would want to change?
Mark's perfect day. that needs to go in the crapper.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, there's absolutely nothing about our main character that makes us want to root for him.
Mm-hmm.
Is he the main character though?
Yes.
Okay.
Obviously,
I thought it was a bait and switch, but yeah.
I mean, he needs to die within the first 10 pages.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But we already had a perfect guy get killed, so
he can die on page 11. It's fine.
We read the page 11. You have to die on page 12.
Okay, page 12. There you go.
The writer should really, really watch the YouTube series Terrible Writing Advice.
Okay.
Because have you guys ever heard of it?
That's this show, I thought. But,
no.
So
I give good writing advice, damn it.
So Terrible Writing Advice is it's animated, but it's basically a guy who gives terrible writing advice, which is basically the opposite of what you want to do. And this guy seems to hit a lot of the cliches of writers. And one of the ongoing things that is just that the JP, the guy that does terrible writing advice, talks about is the self-insert of the character, making
you mean the
yourself,
writer.
The writer, inserting them into the story as kind of a hero person.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of see a lot of those same cliches in this, where he's just, everything is too good, it's too perfect, and it doesn't give us anything to root for. It gives him no room to grow, and it just makes it very difficult for us to like or root for him.
What do you think, Larry?
Sure.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. It's not that bad.
I mean,
And
yeah.
It's kind
and
of
from a
it's.
tech, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's okay to set up your main characters being like,
Yeah, I mean, like
you know, like
I don't think he's committed that many sins so
yeah,
far. I mean, if he has a great day, that's awesome. There could be, some really dark depths there later on, and then we could think, man, a while there you were riding high, but now you have been brought low.
yeah.
So I think it's okay if the movie opens on a character just fucking being naturally awesome. If they, if they experience some pain and suffering along the way,
I just think it's too much.
yeah,
The whole scene, with him using the jackhammer, that's got to go. The whole. I don't know if we necessarily need the whole baseball, him winning the baseball game scene.
yeah.
Some of those scenes, I don't really feel like they add anything. I mean, it's
They
okay to him
add Mark
have
being awesome. Okay,
it's okay to have him having a good relationship with his parents. It's
right.
okay for him to be rich. I don't really have a problem with those things. People that it's just a lot of the other things just go way overboard and outside of the realm of reality, in my opinion. I also think that if a writer is writing for a small budget, and I mentioned this earlier, they really, really, really need to consider locations. There's a few key things as someone who has done the paperwork, and Preston, you've done this too. But location and cast
Yeah.
are some of the biggest expenses in a film.
Yeah.
So when you're trying to limit your budget on a film, you want to limit the number of locations and you
Yeah.
want to limit your cast as much as possible. You can do either.
Yep.
Do it. And if you look at and if you pay attention to low budget indie movies, you'll notice that they tend to use the same location. They make the best use of that location. I mean, and only because it's another one that I recently watched. I just watched Clerks 3 a couple weeks ago.
How good was
And say again?
Was it good?
Yes. And
Okay.
as I am not a
'Cause
huge
I'm
not
really
a huge Clerks fan. I
Okay.
am not a huge Clerks fan. I'm not a huge
Because these days Kevin Smith is
Smith
almost
fan.
like a divisive figure, like or like
Uh,
yeah. So
Some
people will
basically
be,
some people love him, some people hate him. I am
Yeah.
neither.
Okay.
I like movies. There was a lot of really there was some really good funny moments,
Mhm.
some really good emotional moments. And it was kind of he did it as a documentary on himself. So basically the premise of the movie is that the clerks want to shoot a movie in
Yeah.
the store, and Kevin Smith, Silent Bob, is the director of the movie. So
Yeah.
it's kind of meta in that way,
It's meta,
but also at the same time, like, they discuss things that I could have seen them discussing when they were filming. One of the things that came up was location and like basically how you shoot, like. But anyway, the whole
Yeah.
point was that movie is basically a single location film. The movie you did is basically a single location film.
Right.
Like, when you're doing low budget, you got to think single look. Like, can you do it in 1 to 2 locations? Have a small cast. Again, the movie you did had 12 actors in it in one
Mhm.
location.
Yeah.
That's really well. You can do a lot. You can make your budget go further when you're doing that. And the way he wrote this, I don't see that being possible. There's
Like
too many locations. There's too many specific locations. Like, do we
Yeah.
ever go back to this movie
Wait,
theater
wait.
ever?
Yes, we
So
do.
we
Yeah,
just
the movie theater we go back to.
okay.
But on page 12, Simone gets into her Porsche, and then Mark chases her in his Mustang, and they drive briskly through the streets of Los Angeles, or no, through the streets of the town. There we go.
Yeah, well, they're not in Los Angeles yet because Kit wants
Right.
to go to Los
Yeah,
Angeles.
kid wants to go.
And
to
I don't know.
that, yeah.
Well, I didn't know there's a Hillsborough County in California. I know there's one over here in Florida.
Right.
It's
Well,
it's
look, he's small town, or kind of small town, somewhat small town.
yeah, no,
Midtown.
that's obvious.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's like the prince of the small town,
he's the prince of the small
which
town.
again is totally fine. I mean, like, you can play that up. That
Right.
has a lot of good drama. It can cause a lot of, the expectation. So there's good potential there that it
Right.
can go.
But yeah, when like my note on the script, which is still a note now that I've seen the revision, is like these car chases. I mean, they feel expensive. I don't know. They were like, does she need to chase down her Porsche and his Mustang going through? Like, can't there just
and
be
again,
some?
where are you getting a Porsche and where are you getting a Mustang?
I know.
And you're renting these cars. That's going to
Yeah.
require insurance.
Yeah, I know.
If you got to think like a producer.
I am thinking like a producer.
I know you are. The writer is not thinking
but the
like
writer just came back with a "fuck you," to which I just want to reply like, "Well, I guess you're making this with your money then."
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta. So, like, when I originally came up with the idea for Angel of Darkness,
Mm-hmm.
I wrote Angel of Darkness originally to be a low budget action horror.
Right.
The reason why the majority of it takes place on a train
Yeah.
is because you can use the same train coach multiple times. You drop it in a studio, and you basically can use it for every single time. That creates my single location.
Yeah.
Also, it's really cheap to shoot in South Africa.
There you go.
So again, that's why I said these are just things that as a producer you have to think about. And when you're writing, if you're writing for low budget, you got to think about these things. If you're writing for a big studio that has all the money in the world, then do whatever the hell you want. But
yes, but if you're talking to me, then you're not writing for those people. So
nope.
No. All right, let's.
Preston, maybe you and I should write something to produce.
I mean, possibly, sure.
Maybe when certain other legal financial entanglements are resolved, we can discuss it.
I got cash if you got something. That's like that's the thing people don't understand. Like, I remember a year ago, people were like, I know if we all just flail in all the different cases, Preston will run out of money, to which I just want to go, no.
Well, I am.
John might run out of money. John,
Yeah.
we feel bad for John. But yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway,
I mean, but hell, do you remember? Well, do you remember my Jenny and Kelly script that I brought to the writers group?
I do remember Jenny and Kelly. Yes.
That was written to be a low budget. Now that might be a little bit higher budget than what you had in mind.
Yeah, that was very gay. I remember it was very gay.
It was very gay. But
gay.
That also,
Yeah.
but that ticks a lot of boxes.
Yes.
And gets eyeballs, which was the purpose of it.
Okay. I mean, yes.
That was the idea, was to make something that people would be drawn to.
I mean,
marketing.
I know. I mean, Danny's not here, strangely enough. But I'm sure he would have a react. Like, maybe I'm just an asshole. In fact, I can
you
tell
are,
you,
but that's okay. That's why we love you. I think you've admitted as much.
Like, when I see, like, these days when I see a diverse cast, like, I go,
oh, okay.
I just like I love just watching Turner Classic Movies and going, wow, look at this cast, look at all these people, what a crazy time it was when, like, you know.
Oh, I had this other idea where it was based on a dream that I had.
Right.
Where somehow or another I was a camera salesman.
Okay.
For like Best Buy or someplace or whatever. And somehow I got kidnapped by a bunch of neo-Nazis who wanted me to film a documentary about their life. And they were planning some big terrorist attack. And they wanted me to document it. So there you go. There's an idea. That could be a good low-budget action thriller.
There you go.
We need another Nazi movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't have enough. Speaking of... Let's take a look at Angel of Darkness 3. Let's see.
No, this is Angel of Darkness.
Oh, sorry. And no, this is what is it? Angel of Darkness 3 is your current Kickstarter campaign.
Yes.
What is the
this is
script? This is Spirit of the Dragon 12. No.
15.
15.
Yeah.
Spirit of the Dragon, page 8.
Spirit
of the Dragon 5?
Yes.
Version 7. Wow, that's a lot of versions.
Yeah,
That's a lot of versions.
I believe in this thing called rewriting.
There you go.
And
Moby is on the back going, no.
You did-
The words are perfect when I put them down. I do not need to go back and look at them.
the other thing is,
Oh,
I
my
am
goodness.
so anal retentive that sometimes I will rewrite a scene multiple times, and then
Sure.
I want to go back to like 3 versions ago of a scene
Right.
and take elements from it.
Sure. Yeah.
So when
So
was the
that's
last
why
time
every
you
time
wrote
I
in,
dramatically,
yeah.
every time I dramatically change a scene, I make a new version. So
that makes sense.
So when it have you looked at your screenplays lately?
what do you mean?
Like you've been dealing in comic form, it seems like. I don't know when the last time you looked at like screenplay form was.
Well, yeah, I'm writing the crossover, and right now it's in screenplay format.
Okay, so has your screenplay form changed
Yes.
based on your comic experiences?
Yes, because I no longer write screenplays for the screen. It's basically I write screenplays which I know are going to be comics. I'm just
Right.
not worrying about pages and panels.
Mm-hmm.
So it still is basic screenplay format, but the way I describe scenes is different because I know I'm going to be converting it to a comic page.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't focus on pages and panels when I'm writing my first draft.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so what's happened by the time we get to issue 5 of Spirit of the Dragon? We had like the big showdown. Like,
so
Miss Temperance was defeated, wasn't she? Like with her steampunk armor suit at the Battle of Santa Monica Pier.
More or less, it was more of a stalemate.
Okay.
But then Temperance kidnapped Megan and then ran away.
Oh, the lesbian lover. Yeah. Okay. John's scripts are very gay friendly. That much I have to give you, sir.
Hey, what's wrong with that?
Nothing. There's nothing wrong with that. See me not saying anything wrong? There we go. All right. So then Temperance is defeated at this point, right? Or no, she kidnapped. That's right. Okay.
Yeah, they're at a bit of a stalemate. Basically,
Okay.
the suit overpowered, which is what we're going to learn here. That basically the suit overheated, and then there was kind of at a stalemate, so she left.
Overheated.
But she kidnapped Megan on her way out the door.
Like you do.
Yep.
All right. Who do you want to narrate?
You or Larry can.
I'm aware of that. All right, Larry, do you want to narrate this?
Yeah, Larry, go ahead. You narrate.
Okay, I'll give her a shot here.
I have faith in you, Larry.
Just my voice is not
this will
the
be
best
reminiscent
tonight,
of when I made you read my other stories.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boy, the days of Demonatrix.
I'm about to one up that one, so.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so Primal Chaos 3 is.
Well, no, not in Primal Chaos, my new script, but anyway.
Yeah. Well, hold on, Larry. Tell us about your new script.
That's the Moon Baby.
Moon Baby?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Moon Baby suddenly sexual?
It always was. It just never
got
to
I
that
didn't
part.
know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now we know why there's a giant horn on Godzilla's head.
There we go.
No, it has nothing
I
to do
thought
with
Moon Baby was just like a dumb Godzilla thing.
Well, it's a little bit of everything. So
okay, now it's like the Godzilla porn parody. Right.
Hey, to each their own. There's nothing wrong with that.
There's no giant monster sex. There's just lots of body horror in it. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Body horror.
Yeah.
And boobs.
Boobs. Yes.
Body horror and boobs. There we go. Okay. So
1.
And Preston, you could do Temperance. She has most of the lines in here.
Okay.
What page are we on here?
We're on page
8. Panel 1. Interior port warehouse night. Temperance, wearing only a button-down blouse, leans over the table examining the plans for the mech suit and the Heatgate stone chamber. Okay.
Oh,
Hecate.
so I will mention I retconned part of the story. So it is now. I mentioned this before that I was going to do this. So that's where basically the Hecate stone is basically is a magical space rock that they're using to power the mech suit.
Okay. Sure.
So
Sure.
go on.
I don't know what that is, but anyway, let's
It's a
behind
magical
her.
space rock.
Okay, sure.
So good.
It's a meteor. It crashed to Earth, and they're using a piece of it to power instead of using a nuclear power source, which is what I
Thank
originally
God
was
for
writing.
magical space stones. Yeah.
Nuclear physics was way too complicated, so I decided magic space rock was better.
That's the fun of it, though. Behind her, Megan sits tied up in a chair. She wears her school uniform, disheveled, blouse buttons torn and undone.
It burns too hot.
What do you want with me?
Panel 2. Temperance leans into Megan. Megan leans her head back as Temperance is uncomfortably close.
I feel like there's no artistry to that direction, John. But all right. Your father took mine from me. He will come for you, and he will watch you die. And then I will kill him.
Your father was in the clan. He got what he deserved.
Oh, got the clan here too.
We're
Okay.
fucking punching Nazis and killing clan people.
This is like that Superman comic. Anyway,
it's very, I know.
Panel 3. Temperance slaps Megan so hard she knocks the chair over.
Smack! Liar!
Panel 4. Megan, still tied to the chair, lays on the ground, her cheek bruised. Temperance leans down to her, blouse hangs open. Boobies.
My father was not in the clan.
Then why was he here? Why was he there that night? He could have stayed home. Seems to me someone asked him to be there. Someone put him in that situation.
I did. Page 9. Panel 1. The mech suit looms large in the background. Orion and Temperance stand in the foreground, face to face. Temperance clenches her fist as Orion remains calm.
Mr. Mueller will arrive any minute. Tempe, please make yourself presentable.
The night my father died, why did he go?
It was his choice.
Panel 2. Johnson stands behind Orion, whispering in his ear. Grigori stands on the other side.
Grigori, please make sure Temperance is presentable when the buyers arrive. Excuse me.
Presentable, okay.
Panel 3. Grigori stands in front of Temperance, buttoning her blouse. As Temperance stares up at him, or up and to the side to the mech suit, which is off panel.
So I think a different kind of stare, by the way.
Stares.
Stare.
Oh, okay.
Stare.
That's an easy one to mix up. Yeah.
I did it, Grigori. It was me. I didn't care where the Hecate stone came from. I figured out how to generate a megajoule per second from it.
Yeah, you did.
Your father would be very proud of you.
It could have killed him. He was right then. Why did you call me?
Paul told me the buyer was here.
Panel 4. Temperance looks into Grigori's eyes.
But he's not here. Paul Johnson was a member of the local clan chapter.
Still is, to my knowledge.
The Fed shut that chapter down, and he stayed free?
Temperance.
My father is dead, and yet
Page 10.
his racism lives on.
You can take the clan out of the guy out of the clan, but
Yeah.
you can't take the clan out of the guy or something like that.
There we go.
So we got interior port warehouse night. Panel 1. Temperance presses the power ignition button into the mech suit. Panel 2. The leather strap presses against Temperance breasts.
Now, there we go.
Yes.
I just whole panel. Close up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Close
Close
up.
There we go.
Panel 3. The Hitaki stone core temperature gauge sits in the low yellow.
We got to make these boobies sweat.
Yes. And in panel 4, which is a large panel, Temperance is wearing the mech suit and stands before Grigori.
Please take Miss Megan to the ship and wait there for me.
Temperance, please do not do this.
Tonight, I will avenge my family. Everyone who had a hand in my father's death dies tonight.
It's probably too many tonights.
Maybe. Page 11. We got the exterior portrait house night now.
Fuck yeah, we
and
do.
yeah, we're in the panel 1. Left side of panel, Temperance walks out of the port warehouse. Orion stands facing her. Right side of the panel, Grigori leads Megan by the arm towards the dock ship. Background, several men carry crates into a design 1019 cargo ship. Force perspective, we see down the dock a road with several parked vehicles on the side, which turns off the page. Wow.
Temperance, what is the meaning of this? Power down.
My father is dead, and yet your pet lives. Why is that?
Panel 2, foreground. Johnson and a few mafia types, men wearing suits wielding Tommy guns, walk towards Temperance and Orion. Background. Temperance towers over Orion in the mech suit.
Your father was a good man. He put many people's well-beings ahead of his own. Yours, and yes, also mine.
Everyone involved in that hit is dead or in jail, except you two.
Oh no.
When the Americans and British see your work on the battlefield, they will want their own army. Your father's name will live in infamy.
Mm-hmm. Panel 3, Temperance expression is one of sadness and anger.
But only his name, because he is not here tonight. And why is that? Because he took the place another.
Okay. Page 12, panel 1. Temperance grabs Johnson by the neck with the mech hand. Orion stands with the mafia types pointing their Tommy guns at Temperance.
It should have you laying there with a broken neck.
It should have been, but that's sorry. Temperance, put him down this instant. Paul had nothing to do with...
Temperance squeezes the mech hand into a fist, crushing Johnson's neck. His head pops off and his body drops, blood squirting from the wound.
Shoot her!
Panel 3, the mafia types fire their Tommy guns. Bluish magnetic repulsion field catches the bullets. Ryan runs for cover.
Ants! You are nothing but ants to me.
Panel 4, the Hitaki stone temp sits in low red. Then panel 5, Temperance throws her arms to the side, sending the caught bullets flying in every direction. The thrown bullets strike a few of the men. Blood mists. Others dive for cover. Orion hides behind a crate as the bullets hit the crate, leaving him safe.
I have put this suit through its paces. You cannot touch me.
Panel 6. Temperance laughs maniacally. She fires she fires the Gatling gun at some men hiding behind a crate. The 5mm round shred the crate and punch tiny holes through them, sending blood splattering across the page.
You're going to have to do better than that. 5mm rounds. That's a peculiar bore in that thing.
It's a Gatling gun.
I got it
guess.
from a video game. It doesn't.
Okay.
It may not be accurate.
I mean,
It could be. I just didn't look that.
People could bore it to whatever you want, but
Sure. Yeah.
the question is like, where is the ammo for the Gatling gun? Because if it's a custom bore, and 5mm sounds pretty much like a custom bore, then it's going to be hard to get ammo for a 5mm. Whereas if they made it 9mm, then it would be comparatively simple to get ammo for it. Just like if they made it like
45 caliber.
45 mil, yeah, you know.
And to be honest, I don't think anybody ever mentions it in dialogue, so it was really just something I put in.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter what the size is.
Yeah. Okay.
It was just an art description. That was the way I wrote it. That's all.
All right, John.
Your artist is measuring out every single bullet. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna have. That's gonna be my artist note from John Lamont. It doesn't matter what the size is.
Size does not matter when you're in a giant mech suit.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Page 13. Panel 1. Interior heavy truck night. Behind the wheel of the heavy truck, Orion drives right at Temperance. She stands with her back to him, still firing the minigun at the Mafia thugs.
Sorry, Tempe, you leave me no choice.
Uh-oh.
Panel 2, exterior port warehouse. Temperance sprints forward, winding up the mech fist for a punch.
Ah!
Panel 3, the mech fist hits the front of the heavy truck, completely demolishing the front end. Orion goes crashing through the front of the windshield, sending shards of glass flying across the panel. And panel 4, Temperance looks up as Orion's body flies across the sky overhead. Panel 5, foreground. Orion hits the pavement head first, shattering his skull and cracking every bone in his body.
Wow.
Background.
Violent deaths.
Temperance dances the room.
Molby approves this level of violence.
Yes.
But Molby's only note would be, do you think we could maybe kill or abuse more children? But I feel like he really missed up.
Megan is technically 16 and gets smacked around.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but does she have
but maybe she might be too old for Molby.
Yeah. Background: Temperance dances the robot in the mech suit as the heavy truck explodes in fire. Boom. Okay.
Showing her dancing the robot's gonna be tricky.
I'll figure that out.
If I was the pencil, I'd be like, "Fuck you, John."
Honestly, he's Brazilian. I don't even think he knows what the robot is. So I'm probably just going to send him a video and be like, here, just do something like this.
Afterwards, he like, fuck you. Yeah. Conveyed complex dance and still art. Like, all right, asshole.
I could have him just do the polka or something. Yeah. I just thought having her do the robot in the mech suit would be kind of a funny idea, but
sure. Page 14, panel 1, foreground. Jacob and Julia walk along a port road toward background. Temperance dancing silhouette outlined by smoke and haze of the burning heavy truck.
Stay behind me.
You do realize you're a foot shorter than me.
Panel 2.
The story is preoccupied with size.
Reverse of panel 1. Julia and Jacob now walk towards us. Jacob holds the shotgun in his hands. The orange hues from the fire reflect across them.
Once I engage... Okay, go ahead. Whatever.
Once I engage the mechanic, find Megan and get out of here.
I'm not leaving you behind.
We cannot let that weapon leave this shore.
No. Page 15. Design 1019 cargo ship. Grigori dragging Megan by the arm into the conning tower, yells at some of the mafia men holding Tommy guns.
You, tell the captain to start the engines. The rest of you, kill that son of a bitch.
Panel 2, Jacob races down the gangway to the ship, fires the shotgun, blasting one of the thugs off the ramp.
Bang.
Panel 3, Grigori handcuffs Megan to a pipe along the back wall, running from the roof to the floor.
Stay put, little girl.
Gave her the pipe. Page 16. Panel 1, Jacob enters the mess hall, shotgun raised.
Let her go.
Let her-
Oh, God.
Panel 2, Grigori stands back to Megan as she remains handcuffed to the pipe. He fires a pistol towards Jacob, muzzle flash. Bang,
Blam.
damn. Panel 3, gripping the pipe with both hands. Megan supports her upper body weight, wraps her legs around Grigori's neck, trying to choke him with her calves. The arcing of her body causes her skirt to fly open, giving us a panty shot. Of course it does. Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
Daddy, get him now.
Oh, man. All right. Page 17. Still in the mess hall. Grigori pulls Megan's legs open wide, freeing himself. Panel 2. Jacob is now in arm's reach, punches Grigori in the head, which doesn't appear to phase him. Thunk.
You can skip that part.
Yeah, I won't read the artist note. Press the can if he wants to, but it's up to him.
No.
Panel 3, Grigori kicks Jacob in the chest, sending him flying back. His arms and legs dangle forward, boneless. He used motion lines and star to show impact. Swag.
Oof.
Yeah.
Apparently more than oof if his arms and legs are boneless. All right, let's see. He got hit pretty hard.
It's just so the artist knows how to draw it. That's all.
Okay, I'm just saying, like, he got hit pretty hard. All right, his arms and legs had bones at one point. Now they don't.
It's a very cartoonishly
okay
powerful kick. That's what I'm going for.
Well,
I'm going for a very over the top cartoonish fight scene here.
Cool.
Temperance killed a racist and
and her boss.
Sure.
Oh, okay. Her boss.
I'm whittling my people down.
There we go.
This is the end of issue 5. I have to start knocking people off.
Temperance killed her boss, the racist, and is still with Megan. Although I got confused who Megan was with other people, and there was that whole fight. But I don't really know who those people were. I know who Temperance is. Well, you gave me some Temperance, and she killed somebody. So I'm going to say...
and we got boobs.
Yeah.
Yes.
There we go. So, there we go. Okay, Larry, what do we think?
Good action. I'm a little confused because I haven't really been up on this story.
There's
lately.
A lot going on.
Yeah. But it seems like it's paced pretty well, so that's a good thing. Yeah. We got boobs and panty shots and thighs, and lots of pipe and length and size jokes and stuff like that. So that's good. Yeah.
Could this be made better? I don't know, John. I mean, like you're batting 1,000 at this point, man. Like how can we even talk about making John Lamont's script better? It's got panties, it's got boobs, it's got I don't
Good
know, Larry.
opinions?
Is there any possible way this could be made better?
I don't think for the story, probably not. No. Yeah. It's got that flavor to it, I guess.
You almost feels woke with the Nazis and the Klan, and we have to do
well, that's only because we've been
the
told it's
lesbians
woke.
and
So I mean,
okay.
it
Wait,
wasn't a big deal
I'm just
until about
saying.
5 years ago.
All
So
right.
it's like, yeah.
It seems a little bit Lesbos versus the Klan, but
hey, I'm okay
well,
with
one,
that.
what's wrong with that? And two,
Yeah.
what's wrong with that?
there we
Yeah.
go. All right. Okay.
You're grabbing the pipe. That's all, like with both hands. Anyway.
All right. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's issue 5 of your story. You're wrapping it up. Things are wrapping up.
I'm going for an over-the-top, action-y ending.
Okay.
So I guess the question is, did it deliver in that? I mean, it's going to keep going up. I mean, like, this isn't the end. We still have the Julia Temperance fight.
I mean, I don't really understand what necessarily are the stakes or the payoff between Temperance and Megan. Megan is just like a damsel. Like Megan's a damsel this entire series.
Yes,
right?
she is a damsel in distress.
These
in this
pages,
particular,
which,
yes.
Yeah,
she doesn't really do a whole lot. She's kind of a side character who...
Right. And so Temperance starts with damsel and then pawns the damsel off to some other guy.
To her henchman.
Yeah, her henchman. And okay, so I mean, that just goes to show you how unimportant Temperance finds Megan. Is she's pawning Megan off on somebody else. It's not very. Those stakes are not very high. I just want to say, like, I'm not really concerned that anything bad will happen to Megan.
Wow.
I know Megan's gonna be fine. And
choking dudes.
Temperance doesn't really have an emotional involvement in Megan outside of Megan is attached to Julia, who is her foe. But basically, outside of Temperance being bad and Julia being good, I'm not sure what they're fighting over.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great racist dads.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of color. Like, well, there's lesbians and racists and Nazis, but
so in issue 3,
yeah,
which I know was a long, long time ago,
right?
But in issue 3, Orion put a hit on Julia's dad.
Well, he shouldn't do that. It's not nice.
Temperance's father
yeah.
was in charge of the hit, in charge of carrying out the hit.
Okay.
Huh.
While the hit, Jacob, who was a rookie police officer at the time, and half of the LAPD being in the Klan, heard about the hit. So he went to try to... Basically, he went there because he heard that that Julia was there.
Okay.
And she was like 6 years old, and he's the same age as his daughter. And he's like, I have a daughter that age, and this dude's daughter is going to probably end up getting killed in this race hit. So he went to see what he could do, and he found Julia and Temperance's father in the woods, and he basically killed Temperance's father.
Okay.
This is all explained in issue 3 and issue 4. So that's kind of what ties all these people together.
So who killed Temperance's father?
Jacob did.
Jacob. Oh. Is Jacob in these pages?
He's the one fighting Grigori.
Oh, neat. Okay.
Megan is his daughter. He's going after Megan while Julia is going to fight Temperance. But Temperance also basically put together that Orion ordered the hit on Julia's father.
My note, and I don't know if this is fixable at this point or even worth fixing, But I mean, my impression of the story is we start off and we're following Julia, who's got this cool Chinese ancestry and is attached to like spiritual energy that makes her super cool and shit. And she's just trying to make her way in high school, but the science teacher turns out to be a Nazi and experimenting at the behest possibly of the government on some secret lab shit. And that's what it seemed like to me. It seemed like, like your story was Julia investigating this mystery of what's going on in the lab and the secret conspiracy. But now it's like, oh, Temperance's folks died to Jacob. And like, it's becoming more convoluted and difficult necessarily to have oh yeah, I could see caring about that. So I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what I could do about that.
Yeah, I don't know if she can
I
go
mean,
play it.
I think that's also a downside of the format.
Yeah.
We meet for
Yes.
a week. We discuss 10
it's
pages.
Probably
And we've been
fine. It's
talking
probably
about this story for like
fine.
18 months
It's
now,
probably
and it's like
fine. It's
it's
fine.
kind of hard to remember.
It's
Like I'm that's why I was trying to explain what's happening in issue 5 because of
okay.
events that transpired in issue 3 and 4 that you
Right.
guys probably all forgot.
All right.
So
Fair enough. All right. Cool.
But
Yeah.
hopefully when it's all done, if you're reading it all the way through at one sitting, it'll work.
Let's hope so.
Well, yeah.
All right. Larry, you got any parting words of wisdom for us?
No. I got nothing. Sorry.
All right, everybody. Back Angel of Darkness 3 on Kickstarter. And who knows? I'll let you know how the movie thing turns out.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about it tomorrow.
Have fun with that.
Yeah.
Yes. I would recommend that when you talk to your writer, no matter how it goes, just suggest that he watch low budget action films.
Okay.
I would recommend. Oh, actually, there's 2 I will recommend.
Okay.
That I just saw recently, and both. All right, let's see. The one was Bulletproof with Vinnie Jones.
Neat.
The other one was Avengement.
Okay. All right. I'll let him know.
Avengement is dude basically goes to prison, and then he the main premise of the movie is dude gets out of prison, goes to a bar. The majority of the movie takes place in the bar, where he basically confronts the mobster, his old gang that basically set him up and sent him to prison. But most of it takes place in a bar, and there's certain shots that are taking place in prison. But it also very good. Basically, a dozen actors, mostly single location. So I would recommend those 2 films to anybody looking to do low budget indie action.
What are the titles again?
Avengement. I forget who the actor is in that. Avengement. Scott Adkins. He's the main character in that one.
All right, Avengement.
With Scott Adkins.
Yeah.
And then the other one is Bulletproof with
Avengement.
Not Adam Sandler.
Okay.
Bulletproof with Vinnie Jones. It's 2 words, not 1.
Okay.
Bulletproof with Vinnie Jones, and then the other one. I'd recommend both of them. And then probably your movie too.
Yeah, that's I didn't.
I would recommend that one too.
Yeah, definitely.
All 3 are very good if you want to get into that market.
We can't all be Sparrow Creek, but Sparrow Creek was an excellent low budget movie.
No, it's it is a good example of a good low budget movie that has drama and action and suspense and all that stuff. So
yeah, choices that mean shit,
Yeah.
I like the jazz.
It is hard to do a single location story. It is very, very, very hard.
Yes, but all right. Well, next week we'll see what we have,
Yeah.
and I'm
I'll
looking
have
forward
more
to some.
Spirit of the Dragon.
Sounds good. Awesome. I may have more script. If I don't bring more script pages, then the meeting didn't go well. What can I say?
Yeah. I don't. Well, good luck.
All right. Awesome. Thanks so much. All right, everybody. Take care. Good night.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Night.